Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. So let's talk about the current season of the Fiend Hunter. Right now we have this particular, I believe blue beard, right? Wind element going on. So that means you want to have a fire DPS character. Alright, so if you guys are not aware already, fire DPS characters are pretty much fixed at this point. Obviously Anastasia is going to be the best one for physical, and Loan is going to be the best one for magic. So obviously as per usual with every single guide, if you don't have any of these characters, you can obviously slot in with your own physical fire or your own magic fire, right? So it's just that this is going to be somewhat of a meta team, so hopefully I make this guide so that as many players will be able to follow this as possible. So this particular boss, the weak spot is kind of a little bit odd, right? So one over here, one over here. So it is going to be a little bit weird in that particular sense. So we are also going to have one condition that the boss has that will only activate once per battle. Usually like the boss has one, like for each team can activate one per team, but this one activate one time per battle. So that's going to be for DOT. We're going to use Latrice to activate that to basically get the full effect of that. So as you can see, we're going to be doing a level 10 in this particular case, right? So there's a new update right now that you can just go all in straight on the highest level that you can do. I'm just going to show you guys on level 10 now. I am aware that a lot of you guys here are dude haters, alright? Every time I use Lethal, people are bitching, why are you using a dude? Alright, a dude hater, always in the chat, right? Always bitching about me using dudes. So I figured for once, alright, I'm gonna do you guys a favor, alright? Dude haters and dude lovers, both will get a guide, alright? We are going to do one guide for the dude haters first, alright? So this is going to be, basically, instead of Lethal, alright, you can either use Wilhelmina or Lethal, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna stack a bunch of chain with Wilhelmina, but with Lethal we can do quite a number of damage as well, right? I think with Lethal it's like a little bit better depending on how well built your Lethal is. Now, with that, let's jump into it. I'm going to show you guys this particular team first, alright? So we got the physical team going in team 1, and then the magic team going in team 2. I will turn off my face cam so you guys can see the relevant damage as per follows. Now, the main condition right here, we are going to activate this as soon as we can, right? So you can see this one is going to be, the boss is going to hit us for a lot of damage, 10,000 physical damage, because it scales off the boss's attack, which is 1000%, right? Apply augmentation to us to increase our damage dealt, basically if when attacking enemies affected by DOT. So if the boss has DOT, we are going to basically increase our damage. So you want this boost from the boss. Basically, the boss is going to do physical damage. If you are struggling, make sure you guys equip a bunch of strong defense percent armor, defense percent helmet. That's going to be how you want to survive. Especially very important for your DPS. In this case, our Leatrice, right? So we're going to start off with going for Swimsuit Raphitia. We're going to buff, reduce the cost, Liberta afterwards. Then we're going to focus fire with Zenith right there. We're going to use this particular one. This is going to be for the Wilhelmina right here, right? So we are going to do that for now. So just a skill, we have to use this skill for now because do we have enough? Okay, we actually do have enough, but you know what? We're just going to conserve the skill. Now, yeah, I think something like this is going to make sense for the time being. I noticed that Latrice, this particular one is going to do a little bit more. The bunny, actually all of them are bunny, right? The default one is doing a little bit less, but you can try and experiment a little bit. Both of my Latrice are +5. So let me just activate the condition first accordingly. Bam. Okay. So focus fire on this particular one. Alright. Okay, very, very good right there. And boom. Apply a bunch of DOT. So now the boss is going to activate this condition, hit us one time. Very, very good. So now the next one, the boss is going to basically apply vulnerability to all its parts for 8 turns. Attack part is increased by 100%. So it's whatever, right? So we're just gonna use Raphitia's this skill, Liberta that skill. We're gonna rotate around with Zenith's other skill. Now Wilhelmina, we are going to let's see. We are still going to use this particular one. Alright, later when the boss uses the other one, we're going to rotate to the swimsuit later. And then we're going to go with this particular one for the time being. Let me see. So after this, it's going to hit this. I'm trying to calculate, right? I think we have enough. So I will use with, I will go with this particular one for Leatrice. So that's going to be what it is. Okay, so use the barrier, buff, For this turn, the boss is not going to hit us, so we should be safe. Okay. Hit as many times as we can. And Leatrice, try to do as much damage as we can, right? Okay, so now we are going to try to go in. So the next turn, this is very, very tricky. Notice how the boss is going to hit us and increase our property damage by 200%. So the important one that you want to get hit is Leatrice right here. Right, the other characters, you know, they don't have to get hit because Leatrice is fire. She has the property advantage, right? Wilhelmina doesn't need to get hit in that particular case. Leatrice is the important one. So with Wilhelmina, with Refitia right here, we also have the energy guard. So it should be not too bad for us to survive, right? So now we can go with the other Wilhelmina skill, and we're gonna go with this particular one, which is the the maid Leatrice. We're gonna burst this particular part right here. Hopefully do as much damage as we can. Buff. Go in right there. Okay, hopefully chain as much as we can. And boom. Okay, decent chunk of damage right there. Okay, so now we get all of this property damage boost. Very, very good. Can I survive? Okay, I am surviving. Very, very good. Now, the boss this time is going to, right now as you can see, he's going to apply vulnerability, apply augmentation effect. So again, we are getting more and more boosts, right? So this time, we are going to rotate back to Zenith right here. Alright, so Wilhelmina can use that particular one. So we are going to, now you have to choose either this one or this one. You can only choose one because the next one we have to go mid Leatrice again. I'm going to go with this one. I've tested, this one is going to do a little bit more damage, right? Not by much, but feel free to experiment with it a little bit because the burn stack, now if you're talking about the burn stack, this one is 45%, this one is 65%, right? If you're talking about the damage wise, unless you're talking about the DOT in this particular case. So going on with this particular one, so the boss is not going to hit us this time around, so we're just going to chill. Okay, apply that particular area, debuffs. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, decent chunk. So we're gonna go with maid Leatrice. We're gonna end with maid Leatrice last. So again, rotate back to all of this stuff. This one can stay, and then we just change to maid Leatrice, and that's going to be how the physical team rotation, right? Okay, go in. Pretty good damage right there. Am I crazy or Zenith did a bunch of damage right there, right? Boom. Okay, so 59.5%. Okay. Oh shoot, that was loud. Oh my god. Why is it so loud? Maybe like there's a little bit of bug going on, right? But that's just what it is. So let's talk about the next one, right? The next one is going to be for our magic team. So again, same concept right here. Now this one is very simple, very straightforward. We got Livia and what's the name again? Therese buffing Loen right here, right? Livia for the debuff, and then Diana is going to be very, very good in that particular case. Remember, we don't get this one anymore, so we don't have to worry about getting hit. So the first one, we're not going to get hit, right? So we're just going to buff everyone. We're just going to use this particular one for 8 turns. We're going to go Livia with this particular skill. We're going to go Loen with this particular one for the time being. Okay, so let me show you guys the rotation. Very simple rotation, right? Alright. Boop, boop. Okay, so we get that particular buff going on. Now you can see for the time being, alright. So next, the boss is going to hit us. This is very, very dangerous, right? Notice how like I mentioned earlier, you want to get hit by this. Property damage is going to get boosted if we get hit. But depending on how you guys are going to have your team, I do have Helena giving the barrier this time around, right? 70% barrier, so she will help a little bit. One more thing is also, right, I also will activate Diana's this particular energy guard. Now this one is at +3 as you can see, so this one scales off her magic attack, 900% of her magic attack, so give her as much magic attack as you can, so she is going to give you like a ton of those things, right? And then for Therese, use this one for now. Livia is going to go in with this, and then Loen is just going to go in with this particular one, last night. So ideally with Helena's damage reduction, and of course with Diana's barrier, hopefully we should be able to survive this. And let's see if I'm right? Let's see if I can survive this. 1, 2, 3, 4, Okay, fortunately you can see all of them survived perfectly. Whew! Alright, so nobody died right there. Very, very good. So now we're gonna go in again with the rotation. This time we're gonna go with this particular Therese buff this time around. Now, I don't recommend using Livia's this one because she is going to remove the vulnerability, right? So we're just gonna go normal attack. And then just going to go with this particular one for now. So we're gonna stack as much as we can. Okay. Bam. Go here. Go here. Okay. So the boss has applied more weakness. Okay. So now you can see fire property damage increase and stuff, right? So now we are going to stack more debuffs. Go back to Therese this particular skill. And we're gonna end off with the Bunny Loen. Alright, so hopefully if you guys don't have this costume, this one is actually a limited costume, but it actually does a lot of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, look at this. Okay, 23%, we managed to get it down right there. Alright, GG, so that is going to be, as you can see, cleared level 9, but did not quite clear level 10, right? So that's going to be for this particular rotation. So let's show you guys a little bit of a different one after this. Now, in case you guys want to use a dude in your team, alright, so no harm in that, right? So sometimes we just gotta try using a male character. Wilhelmina can be taken out with Lethal in this particular case. I've tested it. It works, he works pretty well, right? So I'm just going to show you guys the first team. The second team, the rotation is going to be a little bit, it's going to be the same, right? Because it's the same team for the second, second one. So the first one, so let me turn off the face cam again. So same concept, right? We got Liberta, but this time we go Homunculus Lethal, and we go with this particular one first, right? We go with this particular buffs first. So your Homunculus Lethal will be able to move multiple times. Okay. Okay. Wow. Get wrecked right there. Okay, so now we're gonna go. So now this particular one, the Path of Vengeance Lethal, you ideally want to use this twice because this is going to be your strongest costume. Now I am only at +4, right? But depending on if you guys have, if you guys have this one at +5 or whatever, you can let it go, right? This one is going to do again a lot of damage, right? So this is the one that the boss don't do anything. So we're just gonna use this for the time being. Wait, did I use it too early? No, I think it's just nice. Okay, so okay, decent chunk of damage right there. Okay, so now this is the one that you're gonna get hit, right? Remember, Refutia's gonna have the barrier, so we should be fine. So this is the one that, so you can, this particular one you can either go with this one, alright, depending on which one is the stronger one for you, or you can go with the Ludvian Drive. This one attack 3 times, so you are going to stack more chain for Anastasia to be able to hit. And also I need to move Anastasia, why did I say Anastasia? Leatrice, I'm so confused between those two, right? Leatrice to the front, so we get the fire property damage increase, right? Maybe Liberta should get it as well, right? It's not too bad. Okay. Boom. Okay. So we get the buff. Debuff, debuff, debuff. Okay, so that's going to be how it is. So no problem, so now we go back to this. So Homunculus Lethal is available again, as you can see, right? So we're gonna use that one. So and then we're gonna use this particular one again. The boss has one more turn before everything is going to end. Okay. Actually, should I go Lethal first, then Zenith after, right? It's not going to be that big of a deal. But regardless, this is the last one. Zenith here. So we're gonna go with this one. We're gonna go with this one. Now this one you can experiment a little bit, which one will do higher damage. Alright, either Lethal or Leatrice. Leatrice does cover more area. Lethal only covers one area, but Lethal has very high multiplier, right? So she can do a lot of damage. Regardless, let's see if we can get more damage than the Wilhelmina team, right? Because earlier we get it down to 55%. This particular one, okay. Okay. 57%. So I think, yeah, it's about the same, right? I think the team earlier did a little bit more. It was like 55 or 56%. This one is 57%. 1 to 2% difference, right, between Later and Wilhelmina. So depending on who you have built more, you can try out that particular one, right? Now, if you are a dude hater, and I get it, right? A lot of dude haters out there lingering around. Okay, that's how it is. That's how they use Wilhelmina then, right? So that's just how it is. Alright, so that's gonna be it for this particular strategy for the Bluebeard win. Alright, so make sure you guys try it out. Pretty cool, pretty I would say much more of a simpler boss this time around, right? So that's gonna be what it is. So with that being said, that's gonna be it for this particular video. If you guys enjoyed it, subscribe, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys very soon. Take care, have a nice day, goodbye.